I had no idea those OEB guys could play soccer like that. They are true ballers.
Versatile, and we appreciate them being great sponsors here at Valor Fights. We're at Valor Fights 27 at the International in Knoxville. Our next amateur MMA bout pits Damien Hamlin at 3-4 out of the Third Degree MMA camp in Middlesboro, Kentucky, taking on Chris Berrier, who is also 3-4 out of Team NKI in Knoxville. This is a lightweight bout at 155 pounds, and it's presented by Fighting for Autism. What a night, and where our setup here is terrific. They have an elevated stage area where special seating has been sold here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Look at these guys hanging over that cage, man. They look like caged animals. This is just the fans.
They got the tables going. It looks like a VIP area. And then they're at cage level to watch this, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
All right, for our first fighter introduction, let's go back to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your next fight. This bout will be in the lightweight division, brought to you by Fighting for Autism. If you're here tonight, be sure to visit their booth right here next to the outside doors. Check out all the great things they got going tonight at the Fighting for Autism booth. Please welcome to the cage at this time, fighting out of the Hobbs red corner, Damien Hamlin.
Damien Hamlin, first out here in this lightweight bout at 155 pounds, and an amateur bout between Damien Hamlin and Chris Berrier. Damien Hamlin weighed in at 153.4 pounds, and he is out of Third Degree MMA in Middlesboro, Kentucky. Tell us about Hamlin, Casey.
Well, you know, like you mentioned, he's out of Third Degree, trained by Ben Rowling. You know, these guys, they come to bang, you know, and you know, he's had a few losses. He's had a few wins. You know, he's won by submission, and he's lost by submission. You know, he's a tremendous competitor and a lot of fun to watch. And, you know, the same can be said about Chris Berrier. You know, I think they both come in with that 3-4 record, which has helped them to each grow and evolve. And now they're ready for you know, to take the next level, and that's here right now.
Last time out, we saw Damien Hamlin. He lost to Daniel Hensley at Capital Combat 15. That was back in 2000. That was actually in September last month. Lost via submission, rear naked choke. Excuse me, that was a win. I'm sorry. In his last bout. Prior to that is when he lost to Dylan D'Angelo. We saw him at Valor Fights 25. He lost that one via submission triangle choke. Prior to that, had 2 straight wins over Jeff Kearney at Apex Fight 7 by rear naked choke, and then also won over Tyler Jones at Slam and Summer Showdown, and that was via TKO and injury. Lost his first 3 amateur bouts. So if you look at it, started 0-3, but has won 3 of his last 4 in his amateur career. Back to the cage to introduce his opponent. Here's Cody Gwynn.
Now, please welcome his opponent, fighting under the OEB blue corner, Chris Berrier.
So Chris Berrier, the opponent for Damien Hamlin in this lightweight bout at 155. Berrier weighed in at 158.3. Berrier also 3-4, as we talked about. The 27-year-old, 5'8", out of Knoxville, Tennessee, at Team NKI. Chris Berrier, what do you think about the way he matches up with Damien Hamlin?
He's a bully style fighter. You know, these guys, their records are the same, but that's where their similarities end. You know, Chris Berrier, he is a stocky brawler. He loves to fight. He loves to mix it up. We saw his last fight. And, you know, he came out there and he went back and forth, up and down, hit the takedowns. He got reversed, but he escaped. He's a tough dude, but he's going to be put to the test tonight. And
you see the tail of the tape. The records are the same. Chris Berrier, 6 years older than Damien Hamlin. Height very close at 5'8" to 5'7", and then the way Berrier weighed in at about 5 pounds more than Damien Hamlin. Chris Berrier started out, here's one similarity. Berrier, much like Hamlin lost his first 3 amateur MMA bouts. Since then has won 3 of his last 4.
Right.
So the route in terms of what they did, the same at 3 and 4. So other than the one loss, they're in the right, going the right direction.
Well, like I told you, the amateur career, it's all about, particularly your last 3 fights, but just the growth that you make. It's about the fighter that you become, because once you turn pro, that one matters. That's what gets you into the limelight.
And I don't know what it means, but fighters out of the blue corner tonight are undefeated. So Chris Berrier liking that, and both fighters in the cage for official introductions. Let's go back to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next bout will be in the lightweight division, brought to you by Fighting for Autism. And when the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He enters the cage tonight with a record of 3 wins with 4 defeats. He would at 153 pounds, fighting at a 3rd degree MMA in Middlesboro, Kentucky, Damien Hamlin. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEBE blue corner, also holding a record of 3 wins with 4 defeats. He would at 158 pounds, fighting out of Team NKI in Knoxville, Tennessee, Chris Berrier.
Chris Berrier, his last time out, a win over Matthew Parrish at Valor Fights 24. That was via TKO, ref stoppage from strikes. Prior to that, had a loss. Submission triangle choke to Justin Osborne.
Oh, here we go.
And we are underway. Damien Hamlin in the black, gray, and green trunks. Chris Berrier in the black and red trunks.
Of course, Berrier training with Brendan McMahon and Greg McMahon. Those guys have been around for a long time, and great at mentoring this young athlete. And again, both of these guys are very, very contrasting in the way they fight, and it's exciting to see 2 fighters with the exact same records, with the exact same terms as you mentioned, go to change it up and find out who's better.
And a Superman punch attempt there by Berrier. It's interesting with Berrier having shown a good chin, but maybe prone to those submissions. Is that the plan for Hammer, or does he still want to fire away like he can?
It all depends. There he is. He's landing good shots. Just because a guy's got a good chin doesn't mean you can't knock him out and you can't be successful in the striking.
And there's a takedown by Hamlin.
There we go. Moving to half guard is Hamlin. I like that that Berrier is posting that arm. It makes it very, very difficult to take you down. He keeps posting that arm, and then he's getting there close to the cage. He's possibly able to climb back up to his feet here.
See, Hamlin brought Berrier up against the cage. Berrier's trying to get up. Nice
Good
left.
shot there. Good shot. And that's exactly what you got to do. You got to pull, pull, pull. Take a shot at him, and then keep pulling some more.
See Berrier trying to hold the wrist, and now Hamlin standing up a little bit and comes back down as Berrier trying to get out and get back up to his feet.
It's a catch-22 in this position because, you've got Hamlin, he's in dire.
There's the back by Berrier.
He's trying for everything to get to the position. Oh, this could be it. This could be it.
Wow. Chris Berrier, can he finish?
And Chris Berrier's got some strong arms, buddy.
And Hamlin able to slide out of danger, but here come the hammer fist from Berrier on top.
Berrier's got to watch that, back of the head. He's got to be really, really careful there. He's got a great position. He didn't want to lose it here.
Hamlin is trying to sweep around, but now has made his neck susceptible again, down to the final 20 seconds. Can he hang on? He separated the hands of Berrier.
Oh, here we go. Now that's sick position here. Berrier can break the grip of Hamlin and unleash. This could be bad news.
Final 10 seconds of the round. Can Hamlin survive from the bottom? It looks like he will, as Berrier Sneaks in a couple shots, but hangs on. Who'd you give that round
I'm
to?
going to give it to Berrier because although Hamlin did get the takedown, he was unable to do anything with it. He spent a lot of energy trying to get the Berrier down to the ground and hold him there. Berrier very composed, and then when he did counter and get to position, he delivered some damage. I'm going to definitely give that one to Berrier.
Interesting first round here in this lightweight bout, amateur MMA, three-minute rounds. Damien Hamlin, we mentioned him, the way he started his career with 3 straight losses. He lost to Joseph
here
Masters.
we go.
We'll take a look at the replay here. Take us through it, Casey.
Hamlin, beautiful takedown there, doing what he needed to do. And he would spend the next few, about a minute and a half trying to hold Berrier down. But not to happen. Berrier turns it over, and he delivered some damage, and in my opinion, my estimation, he was able to secure the round.
So Hamlin started his career with losses to Justin Masters, Dustin Dominka, and Dustin Ray. And then since 4 wins over Tyler Jones, Jeff Kearney, Daniel Hartsley. The only loss to Dylan D'Angelo at Valor Fights 25. That's Damien Hamlin. And it looks like that first round went to Chris Berrier. They touched gloves. Berrier in the red and black. Hamlin in the black, gray, and green trunks. We're underway in round number 2.
Now it's Berrier going after it, but it could be a guillotine choke here. We got the arm in, though. Much more difficult to finish that one.
Yes.
But he could have it. It looks tight.
Berrier's been susceptible to those submissions.
Yeah, but it seems like Berrier's got a good posture. Hamlin's not able to get the angle, and he loses that position.
Yeah. And now Berrier's on top. Raining down some shots on Hamlin.
Here we go. Hamlin looking for that sub.
Now the back.
And he transitions. Visions of round 1 here.
And
Oh,
big
yeah, those are
shots
hard
from
shots,
Berrier.
man.
Oh.
That was very decisive.
And Berrier again.
Yeah, back on top. Good positioning. I think Berrier looks better. You know, the last time I saw him fight, he won, but I thought he looked a little bit off. He didn't look like he was very poised. This time, he looks very confident. He knows exactly what he's there to do, and he's aggressive when he needs to be. I'm really enjoying his style here in this fight. Look at this arm triangle. This could be the end. This could be the end. That is a very, very tight arm triangle.
That arm is in there.
Looking for Berrier to flatten out even more, to sink that position, and
Yeah,
that's it.
it's
Wow. What a finish there.
Chris Berrier with the submission win in the 2nd round. How about that?
Very, very nice finish.
Berrier's wins prior to have come via strikes. So you like to see the versatility, the added game here from Berrier. Let's take a look at the finish.
You know, such an odd angle. You know, you had Hamlin attempting to stand up, to get up, and he kind of turned his back, and it gave Berrier the opportunity to sink it in, and he drove him straight back down, got the tap out. Props to Chris Berrier. I think he looks better than ever tonight.
You know, Berrier's out of the blue corner, just saying.
You called it, man.
Chris Berrier will even his record of 4-4, and Damien Hamlin will fall to 3-5. For the announcement of our decision here, let's go back to the cage. Here is Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has called a stop to this fight. 1 minute, 37 seconds into the 2nd round. Your winner by submission via arm triangle out of the OEB blue corner, Chris Berrier.